Salim Aman has directed the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to inform all electricity distribution companies to revert to tariffs that were applicable in December 2020. Senior Special Advisor, Media and Communications to the Minister of Power, Aaron Atimas, made this known in a statement in Abuja on Thursday. He said the reversal of the old tariff was to promote a constructive conclusion of the dialogue with the labor centers through the Joint Ad Hoc Committee. The minister spoke against the backdrop of the reports that electricity tariff had been increased by 50%. Maman said these measures were all aimed at cushioning the effect of the pandemic while providing more targeted interventions for citizens. Elsewhere, Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) says there are no plans to mass disconnect telephone subscribers as a result of the ongoing linkage of SIM registration records with the National Identity Number (NIN). In a statement released by the Director of Public Affairs, Ikechukwu Adinde, the Commission say there is a need to correct the false assumption that for every network or SIM connection, there is one unique human subscriber. Ikechukwu said the clarification became necessary as many subscribers had become worried that their lines might be disconnected over NIN registration. He advised the public to ignore speculations of mass disconnection being circulated in some sections of the media and also enjoined subscribers not to entertain any fear. Meanwhile, workers of the National Identity Management Commission (NIMC) here in Edo State on Thursday embarked on strike to register their grievances over the poor state of working infrastructure in the Benin Center office. The protest, which began on Thursday morning, left many people intending to do their national identity number registration stranded. Chinedu Okeja reports that the workers are insisting that until their demands are addressed, they won't return back to work.
Since the federal government announced that SIM cards must be linked to one's national identity number for security reasons, the offices of the National Identity Management Commission has witnessed an unprecedented crowd of people rushing to either register or retrieve their numbers. But here at Sapele Road office of the Commission, the workers have joined their colleagues nationwide to register their displeasure over poor state of their working conditions. When KUFM visited the state office at Sapele Road, it was in a sorry state with broken chairs, dirty walls, bushy surroundings, antiquated and non-functioning computers.
Since then, nothing has been done about it. The ACs are not working, but if it rains, we have to put containers to collect water. Not just in this section, in the whole of the office. Leakages everywhere.
The unit chairman of the Association of Senior Civil Servants, Edo State and NIMS branch, Comrade Sunday Idogbe, described the situation as a total neglect of the workers' welfare.
Currently, we are on work to rule because of the lack of welfare provision and other materials for our work. We are told that we are now special service provider, that we can even work on Saturdays and Sundays. So what we are crying for the government to come to our aid, welfare. The computers, they are all outdated. Sometimes the computer, when it's working, we just off. When people come, we solicit for assistance for them to buy fuel. But they have turned us to corporate beggars. If we are going now, we'll show you the two plants that are supposed to be working here, but they are not working for many years. We only have a makeshift generator there. So when they buy fuel for this generator, they say they are extorting the public. So we are saying that let the government come and finance it so that this issue of extortion should stop.
The vice chairman, Comrade Isoke Adeleke, lamented that the workers have been left to their fate.
We have been put under stress for so long. You cannot push us into the crowd and not give us protection. Some of our colleagues already are infected with COVID. The box you saw there was donated by somebody who came in here to register. The office don't care about the welfare of staff, and that is a painful thing. So this is the time for us to tell them that we are no longer fools. We are at work, as you can see, all of us, but we are not working until the place is put right for everybody to work. So if they give us the things to work with, fine. We want to see the funds in action. The whole of state headquarters, only 2 computers are working to care for 1,000 persons at a time.
Some of the stranded citizens share their disappointment with KUFM.
When we came here now, we are not be happy to come and meet them in the strike because it's very bad.
I feel so very bad to Nigeria government. We don't expect this kind of thing at this essential time of beginning of the year. And I suspend my work to come here for the registration. My disappointment is that what I came here for I didn't make up it. And this is what I suspend my job.
It is, however, not clear how long this will last, but NIN registration in Edo State and other parts of the country is suspended at the moment. Chinedu Ekeja, KUFM News.
To the rest of the news, a human rights group network of civil society organizations of Nigeria, NOXAN, on Thursday gave Edo State Police Command 48 hours ultimatum to publish the names, photograph and information of all the escapees from its facility on both local and national print, as well as electronic media, declaring them wanted. Speaking at a press conference in Benin City, the acting president of the group, Comrade Ogwidi Emmanuel, frowned at the recent escape of some suspects from the State Police Command Criminal Investigation Department cell. He vowed that they will not allow the incident to be swept under the carpet. Ogwidi also expressed their readiness to follow the investigation to a logical conclusion and ensure those found culpable are brought to book, no matter how highly placed in the force they are.
It beats our imagination that the most secured police cell in the state, the state CID cell, could record escape of criminals without, or alleged criminals without any external attack. So the network of civil society organization has used this opportunity to declare our interest and to reject that report in total, as we will not allow Edo people to be further subjected to security challenges that we are already facing and the government is already trying to handle in its own capacity.
The activist, however, called on the governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, to urgently constitute a panel of inquiry to investigate the circumstances surrounding the recent jailbreak in the two correctional centers in the state, as they claimed is unconnected to the NSAS protests.
The police must detain, isolate all officers that was on duty, including the senior officers that had dealings with the said 24 hours before the incident, as we cannot rule out possible contact with the criminals on the run, and the identities of these police officers must as well be made known to the public.
The Benin-based civil society group, however, charged the Nigeria Police Force to do everything possible to ensure effective policing in the state and put internal mechanism in place to prevent future reoccurrence. And now talking politics in the state, where leaders of People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Ovia Southwest local government area of the state has condemned the action of one Honorable Felix Onaiwu, who reportedly sued Governor Godwin Obaseki and the party's executive. In a communique issued on Wednesday after an enlarged meeting of the party in the locality, the PDP executive members dissociated themselves from the action of Honorable Onaiwu. They said his action was taken without consulting them. The communique was jointly signed by leaders of PDP across 10 wards of the council, including the chairman of the local government area, Comrade Destiny Enabulele, and Dr. I.K. Omorodion. In Abuja, where the Federal High Court has fixed January 9th to deliver judgment in the alleged certificate forgery suit filed by the All Progressives Congress APC against Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State. Justice Ahmed Mohamed had on January 6th adjourned proceedings until January 7th for the parties to adopt their final written addresses as their brief of arguments in the suit. When the matter was called on Thursday, Obaseki's counsel, Ken Mozia, senior advocate of Nigeria, told the court that the business for the day was for the parties to adopt their final written addresses. On his part, M.A. Bawa, counsel to INEC, prayed the court to use the arguments filed by counsel to give judgment in the matter. Counsel to the APC, Akin Olujimi, senior advocate of Nigeria, also adopted his written address as his final argument in the matter and urged the court to grant the claims sought by his clients. Coming up in a moment, in Akwa Ibom State, where court grants bail to Deeper Life High School principal and 6 others over alleged molestation. Please stay with us.
at split seconds. There is a lot happening around us, but we can't be everywhere all the time. We've got work, families, and chores to cater to, and most importantly, time to rest. And that's why having reliable partner like KUFM News is important. Sleeping? We don't. We work round the clock, bringing you stories as they break from Nigeria and across the world. We would stop at nothing to keep you informed, because KUFM News is all about you and stories that affect you. Politics, business, human interests, sports, entertainment, just name it. We've got you covered. KUFM News. Timely, precise, spot on.
And now in Akwa Ibom State, where the magistrate court sitting in Uyo, the state capital, has granted the principal of Deeper Life High School Uyo and 6 others bail in the sum of 500,000 naira each. Also, 2 minors who were involved in the case of alleged sexual abuse and molestation of an 11-year-old student of the school was released to their parents. The school's principal, Ndidi Solomon, and others, including Joseph Nsiabasi, Akwan Johnson, Ego Wilson, Joseph Ikenna, were arraigned on Thursday at the magistrate court in connection with the case. When the case was read, counsel to the accused applied for bail for them, noting that the alleged offense is bailable. The magistrate in charge of the court then granted all the accused person bail in the sum of 500,000 naira each, while the 2 minors among them were released to their parents. The case was then adjourned to 20th January 2021 for an accelerated hearing. The accused persons are facing 4 charges bordering on sexual molestation, maltreatment, starvation, and negligence. To the health sector, the Presidential Task Force, PTF, on coronavirus pandemic has lamented the level of doubt among the general public about the existence of the virus, which is further worsening the spread rate. Chairman of the PTF and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who voiced the regret on Thursday during the task force media briefing in Abuja, however, charged all Nigerians, especially the media, to help with spreading enlightenment. Mustafa said the PTF on his part would intensify effort on risk communication and community engagement to help the nation overcome some of the challenges. He also said the PTF is very concerned about the increasing daily numbers being recorded in the country. And former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, has received the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. According to his spokesperson, Paul Ibe, the former People's Democratic Party's presidential candidate was vaccinated on Wednesday. Recall that the 74-year-old had canvassed for the vaccine in his New Year message. Meanwhile, veteran journalist Dele Momodu shared photos of the former VP getting the jab of the Pfizer vaccine in the popular white Jalabia attire. Coming up in our business news this morning, Nigerian Stock Exchange names CEOs for emerging entities. Details in a moment.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 600 billion, and the last kobo. Oh yes, we follow the money. It's all about the business and the business of business. The gains and the losses. The bulls and bears. The rise and falls. The risk and the satisfaction of seeing the last kobo rise to millions. On KUFM's Business News, the simple and complex jargons of business just make sense. Get the trending news on the morning market, forecast, investment opportunities, policy changes, and other breakout information on the ever-busy world of business. KU Business News, Monday to Friday on our news dawn, 6:30 to 7 a.m.
Welcome to Business News. The National Council of the Nigerian Stock Exchange has announced chief executive officers that will head its operating and non-operating companies upon the completion of its ongoing demutualization. A statement from the exchange said Oscar Onyema was appointed Group CEO of the Nigerian Exchange Group PLC. Temi Wapola becomes CEO of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, and Tinoade Awe emerged the CEO of NGX Regulation Limited. According to the NSE, The appointments are subject to the approval of the Securities and Exchange Commission. It's said under the demutualization plan, a new non-operating holding company, the Nigerian Exchange Group PLC, has been created. The group will have 3 operating subsidiaries: Nigerian Exchange Limited, the Operating Exchange, NGX Regulation Limited, the Independent Regulatory Arm, and NGX Real Estate Limited, the real estate company forming the group. Members of the NSE had recently in Lagos passed requisite resolutions for the demutualization of the exchange at a court-ordered meeting and an extraordinary general meeting. Demutualization is a process through which any member-owned organization becomes a shareholder-owned company. It refers to the conversion of a non-profit, mutually owned company to a for-profit entity limited by shares. Demutualization segregates ownership and management from the trading rights of the members of an exchange. Finally, on business, the price of leading cryptocurrency Bitcoin has reached a record $40,000 just hours after it sold for $38,000. The progress began in December 2020 when it broke the $19,783 price it recorded in 2017. While bearish traders expected that the December rise would drop in no time, Bitcoin continued to rise in value with a growth of 13.45% over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin, which is seen as a digital gold, has attracted institutional investment into the cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin now controls $746 billion of the $1 trillion value of the cryptocurrency market. This is expected to grow with the Democratic Party now in control of both the House and the Senate in America. Other crypto like Ripple's XRP and Ethereum have also recorded significant growth in recent weeks. And that's it on business. Over now to sports, where Man United have completed Diallo signing from Atalanta. More to come in our sports bulletin. Manchester United have completed the signing of Amad Diallo from Atalanta on a 4.5-year deal, the Premier League giants announced on Thursday. An agreement was reached between the two clubs for Diallo during the last transfer window, but the move was subject to a medical, work permit and personal terms. The 18-year-old Ivorian winger has the option to extend his contract, which runs until June 2025, by a further year. Final clearance needed to complete the move has now been granted and an application has been made for the teenager's visa. Diallo will be permitted to travel to Manchester and to train with and play for Solskjaer's side once his visa has been issued. Diallo flew into Rome this week as part of the visa procedure to complete the move, and a confirmation has now been granted by officials at the Ivory Coast Embassy to rubber stamp his switch to United. And finally in sports, boxer Anthony Joshua has admitted he is coming towards the end of his career and has hinted that he will have a maximum of 5 years left in the sport before retiring. The 31-year-old world heavyweight champion could be approaching the most significant period of his career, with ongoing negotiations about 2 massive unification fights against Tyson Fury in 2021. Since making his pro debut in 2013, Joshua has become a 2-time champion, having regained his WBA, IBF and WBO titles in a 2019 rematch with Andy Ruiz Jr. before defending them with a knockout win over Kubrat Pulev last month. Joshua said he is not someone who lives in the moment and thinks that everyone is just like for now. Fury turned professional in 2008, nearly 5 years before Joshua, who recently suggested that his British rival should also be thinking about hanging up his gloves. He said Fury has been professional much longer than him and should be looking to retire soon. And that's it on sports. I'm Charles Operum. Back to you, Godslov Orlando, for the rest of the news.
Thank you so much, Charles, and that's the news. But before we go, let's take a quick recap of the headlines. Federal government directs reversal of electricity tariff. NCC deny rumors of mass disconnection of telephone subscribers. And finally, on Eastern, NIMC workers commence strike over poor working condition in Edo State. Please do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world, either by visiting our website at www.kufm.net or download our mobile app from the Google Play Store. For visual purposes, you can join us live on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria. And now you can listen to us on radiogarden.com. KUFM News Dawn was produced by Libedum Asagwaram. I am God's Love Orlando saying thanks for listening and good morning.
Don't you touch that dial. Sugar, don't touch that dial.